And welcome aboard. It's Father Time. We're here at Marseille, France. Just getting ready to board the people. Flying our Air France PMDG 777-300. Cargo guys are all here. GSX seems to have a good handle on everything today. Beautiful Marseille.
Do you want to board crew?
Yeah, let's get the crew boarded here.
Let's boarding started.
Ramp's a dangerous place. When you've got to have your head on a swivel. I've almost been run over a few times out there. Not to mention all the fluids on the ramp. Anyway, so I retired off this airplane about almost 11 months ago. I retired September 6th of 2023. Today is August 3rd, 2024. Here comes the crew. So we're going to go inside. We got the FMS loaded. We're going to get this thing ready to go on an FSI panel profile over to the island of Corsica. Here comes our crew on board there. Very cool. Hello, fellas, ladies. Here's our route, Marseille, on down to Corsica, landing to the south. There's a little surprise when we get down there. We're going to do something, first of all, JP, the owner and the main developer for for FSI panel, told me that this procedure, most airlines don't authorize you to circle to land to the north. So we're about to do something down there that we probably wouldn't do. But you can get a special exemption from the French version of the FAA, and they're going to let us bring down this plane load of dignitaries for a special event in Calvi on the island of Corsica. That's how we're getting away with this. So we're going to be parked here. I'll take a look at this. Parked at the gate right about in here. We're at Asobo gate 34. Let me see if I can get this little pen working here. Nice. Going to push back according to the lesson plan for FSI panel. Taxi out Golf 5 there. Charlie 6, Charlie 7. Pardon my drawing. And I do believe they're having this takeoff somewhere around D7 or so. How's that for penmanship? Pretty bad, I know. So taxi, we'll take a look at the parking stands. And it's right here. Gate 10. It's gate 10, Asobo gate 34 for those you trying this at home. I'd highly recommend.
Your crew has boarded.
G5 out 67
Passengers
like that.
Boarding starting.
That's a little better penmanship right there. And we're going to fly a SID, and we're scheduled to fly. Sim brief. Let's see. NASIC 6 uniform. Come on into our charts. It's important we kind of review this. Good morning, everyone. NASIC 6 SID. NASIC 6 uniform right there. Could have just looked here. It was on the bottom, wasn't it? Basically, if you take a look, transition altitude. Let's highlight some of this. Airport elevation 70. Transition altitude is 5,000. RNAV 250 below 10. That's good. 6 uniform. We meet the climb gradients. NASIC straight to 500. We're actually flying 6 November here, according to the FSI flight plan. So it's ML 26, ML 316, 316, below 210, above 2,500. Below 210, above 2,500. So it's 16 is the one we're using on for 6 November, and then a right-hand turn. I'm just reviewing this for the first time. I did this profile on the A300-600 by AnyBuild. If you want to look at that, I did it on the Mad Dog by Leonardo, and I did this on the MD-11 quite a while ago when I was doing the development phase. A quality assurance pilot over there, tester in that wonderful unit. Love them. Great guys. Over to Treads and eventually over to NESIC, and we'll take a look at the approach. But if I'll give you a little spoiler alert here as people board. We're going to come in, we're going to do the star, and we're going to do the Nerdo to see which one it is. Nerdo 2 Lima. Nerdo 2 Lima. And we're going to be coming in over Nerdo. Get it all colored in here. It's arrival for 18, category A, B, and C. What's missing from that? Category D. Like I said, we're category D. We have the special exemption, Corsica, and then we're going to come in and do the straight into 18. That's what our plan is. You'll notice the approach. RNAV, let me see here. Approach, let's do RNAV Zulu 18. Put that down on the bottom. RNAV Zulu 18 will be coming in over Suka. And Bisky. Missed approach, max 3,000 on in. And we'll see if we land. There's a circling MDA if we have to go to the north, which is illegal normally with most airlines. You do not circle to the east. Day VMC procedure, usable day VMC only. And circle to land, prohibited east of runway. I messed that up when I did my Airbus one. I went out to Leonardo MD-82. I came to the west. It looked like it was a little wider there. So it's going to be something like this. We have to circle at 1,700 feet. So we'll go down to a DA of 1795 when we break out. If and when we break out, we'll start a turn, make it into a base leg. When the runway is 45, we'll turn, and we better be really slow. That's all I can say. Transition altitude and the climb out is 5,000. Transition levels by ATC coming in. In the event of missed approach of our VMC, we'll just maintain VMC and go around. Publish missed approach. We can fly here if we wanted to using LNAV. Anyway, that's a general overview of the flight. But for now, we are going to be right here at taxi. And we'll put our little plane up there. There we are, parked at gate 10, which is Sobo gate 34. So for those of you using FSI panel, which I highly recommend, that's what we're doing. So we get the box loaded. Let me show you what I've done. In the interest of saving time, I'm going to go in it. I'm going to have to go over to the, one thing I have not done is TPS. I've done maintenance on the aircraft, got everything fixed. We had all sorts of yellow things going on there. Ground service vehicles, I'm not going to play with that. Ground connections, I'm not going to play with that. I'm going to remove the chocks, and then I have to park the brakes. Make sure they're parked, and they are. And we have not set up the anything up here yet. So let's go down to the ATIS. We should be putting in 2345. That's always the FSI panel frequency. 2345. I've preliminarily loaded the box. 2345. That's good. And on the other side, we always put guard, so I'll put that over here.
14.10, QNH, unité 02, unité. Niveau de transition 6-0. Rappelez information Papa reçue lors du premier contact. Bonne journée.
Well, I guess.
This is Marseille, Provence, information.
There we go.
Papa, runway news 31 right, ILS approach, runway 31 left is closed.
Guards on the other side.
Surface wind
That's
350, 18 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more. Cloud scattered 2,500 feet, temperature 14, dew point 10, QNH 1021, position of on-flight level 60. Acknowledge on first contact, you have received the Provence information, Papa.
All right, information, Papa. I'll put guard over here, got clearance here, ground there. Let me see. Papa, write that down, Papa. And very good, let me get the clearance and we'll do this. It looks like the people have boarded. So let's get
this parking is too small for your
prepare for pushback. We got clearance selected. Marseille clearance, Air Corsica 351, information Papa, gate 10, like clearance to Calvi.
Hello Captain, we are ready for pushback.
Corsica 351, bonjour, clear to Calvi, as forward, runway 31 right, Nazik 6 November departure, climb and maintain 5,000 feet, and your score is 3215.
Okay, good morning. Air Corsica 351 cleared to Calvi is filed, runway 41 right. Nazik 6 November departure, 5,000 feet, squawk 3215.
Corsica 351, your reback is correct. So when ready for push and start, contact ground 121 decimal 905. Wish you a very nice flight.
Okay, ground 2195. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, Air Corsica 351. All right, squawk 3215. You saw it first here.
Locking gear.
TARA 3215 at or below 5,000. And the runway heading, we need to put that in right now. Let's get that up here. And I'm just trying to expedite things here, guys. 312. 312. 312. I'll have this all timestamped for y'all, so no need to worry there. If you want to expedite through a lot of this, let's go here, get the performance data ready to roll. Runway, and it's Marseille, runway 31 right. If you guys would rather, it's in meters there, which is an interesting import weather, but we're using a pre-can weather, and our weather right now is 350 at 20, so that's pretty close. Temperature, I don't know what that is, right? Temperature is, let's see, Papa, 14 Celsius.
Release parking brakes.
And altimeter 1021. 1021, calculate.
Release parking brakes.
I think what I'll do is just have these guys stand by and calculate it. Good. Okay, so flaps 5, TO2. Those are interesting. Kilometers per hour. So those units are incorrect. We need to come in here. Nautical miles, feet. You know, this has been changing on me quite a bit. Let's redo this, guys. LFML. Marseille. 31 right. Import from operation flight plan. Import from the aircraft. We'll import the weather. Close enough. We said it was 14 in the Celsius. Remember, it's a different in the inches. 3016, which will change over here in a second. 3016. I could have changed my units on there. There we go. Now we're happy. Flaps 5, TO2, select temp 45. We'll go thrust limit 2, 45. Takeoff, flaps 5, 45. CG, bugs. Page 2, always right. 1500. Oh, we gotta go 3000 for the cleanup. Thrust reduction of 1500. Cell 3000. Index. And looks good. Yep, yep. And take off. 43 and 55 up here on the indicated airspeed. Okay, I'm going to use data, airport, and traffic on the short flight. There we go. And we're going to turn on the flight directors. I had not done that. They look good. And we're LNAV, VNAV. I think we're pretty much ready. Let's run the checklist. Oxygen is checked. Flight instruments checked. I'm not going through the tire initiation, origination pre-flight. That's for another day. Flight deck door, closed and secured. Passenger signs. Guys, if I mix anything up, I've been doing the TFDi MD-11 a lot. So messed that up, and we got the mode control panel. It's 5,000 auto on the bank, 312's runway heading, and we're in heading. We're in indicated airspeed. 155 is V2, LNAV, VNAV, flight director's on, no unwanted flags. Takeoff speeds we talked about. Indicated there, 155, 143, looks good. CDU pre-flight, naturally we would just do the ident, make sure the database is good. Today's August 3rd. We're good to August 8th. We did position init. We did our route. We go through the whole route, making sure we had it all in there. We go through the legs together and step through them and check the distance, 202. And we have a distance on here, 209. Just make sure it's reasonable. And that's all done. Back to takeoff page. This guy's going to be on the pilot monitoring is going to be on the legs page. Trim. We haven't really set that at all. We do it off the box, 4.25. And if you go to flight controls, it's just 4.0 right now. So we'll get that in just a second. All right, so back to the checklist. Trim, taxi, takeoff brief, we talked about it. Beacon, we'll do this in just 1 second. All right, we said ground, 21905 for pushback. And our next frequency is tower 133.1. Get that set. Although we do have FSI panel programmed to do flows and radio frequency changes, so pretty cool. 133.1. Just wanted to demonstrate the way we'd be doing it. From now on, we'll let FSI panel do it. And there we go. 33.1 ground. Here we go. So let's go. And ground. Air Corsica 351 is at gate number 10. Information Papa. Like to push back start engines.
Corsica 351 round Beauvoir. Push and start approved, facing southeast, and report ready for taxi.
Push and start approved, facing southeast. We'll call ready for taxi, Air Corsica 351. All right, so hydraulic pumps are on, fuel pumps are on, and beacons are on. And then I'm going to do the little before start flow. I think you guys will like that. They're checking it out. Yeah, looks pretty good. Which we already did, really. So let's get the GSX ready again.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Prepare for pushback and departure. Handling by Air France. Let's go outside and let them do their thing here. Take a look around at this beautiful airplane.
Captain, we are ready for pushback.
I don't think you are, my friend. Get the team over here. Look at this gorgeous airplane. I miss it, guys. I miss flying it.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
We're in the overhead. Should make a movie about that. Seat backs. Look at this beautiful job by PMDG. Absolutely beautiful. Even modeled the flight attendant panels, control panels. Spent many time up here.
Locking gear.
They have espresso machines in the 300s. Always enjoyed that. All right, that made the time pass, didn't it? Here we go. Let's go to Corsica.
Release parking brakes. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
For start flow. And we'll go to the overhead. Start the left side first. Start. One at a time, left first. On the 200s, we had GE engines. We were allowed to start both at the same time. That was cool. I mean, I'm sorry, we had, I think, Rolls Royces on it. Rolls Royces. These GEs, you start one at a time. Sorry about that. I have a friend named Freaky D, that Boeing engineer, actually working on the X, the 777X. He corrects me on probably not anywhere near as much as he sees. He's pretty nice. Usually does it privately, which I appreciate. Let's go outside, take a look. Let Bob start the airplane. Alright, a little fun time there, huh? Got one normal, back to the overhead. Start the right side. Back down here. Watch it start with Bob. You know, TCAS off. We had that on. You guys saw it first, right? But somewhere in the before start automated checklist that turned off. Always got to watch it. You got to watch it. So we're in guard here. FSI panel is always 2345. That's ground.
Set
tower.
parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Yeah, let's get rid of them.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Usually don't lower the flaps, guys, till you see the guy out there. You don't want to be doing flight control checks till you have a salute, because you can really throw them around. All right, we're above 10, so we don't need anti-ice, and it's 14 out there, no visible moisture. So you'd be 10 or below, 50 degrees Fahrenheit or below, invisible moisture. Oh, no, we didn't do. We have not. I'm sure you guys knew that.
Unlocking gear.
1021, 1021, 1021. Looking good. All right, get the flaps, just won't do any checks. Flaps 5. Flight controls.
Tow track disconnected, bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
We're setting the stab trim at 4.5, 4.25. There it is. Let's do the rudders. We can see them out there, we'll say. Right, left, 6 seconds, stop to stop, nice and easy. Definitely don't want to bang it around. Skid, skid. We'll set the auto brakes RTO. We'll do the after start check. That's the lineup flow. We don't need to do any of that, so we'll just do that. Okay, that's all good. There they are, out there. Flash our taxi light at them. It's amazing. So far, I haven't used any MD-11 talk. Going back and forth. I had to go over to P3D and fly the PMDG 777 over on P3D when I was active. I was getting too confused at work with all of the different nomenclature. You know, VNAV versus profile and all the different things between the Airbuses and Donald Douglas's, all the different planes I was flying. You guys don't care about that. So here we go. Let's start the checklist. Trim is set. For taxi, anti-ice, not recall. No one wanted messages. Check here. APU running. We can go ahead in the overhead and shut it down, Bob. Thank you, sir. Let's go. All lights out up here. We'll get our taxi light on. We're about to go. While we're here. Flight controls check. Ground equipment is clear. Normal checklist complete. For takeoff checklist is complete. We'll talk about a couple other issues. We usually leave the screen blank, as I have told you, just in case anything pops up. I don't necessarily agree with it. Clear left, clear right. I have a salute. Taxi instructions we're anticipating. Gulf 5 according to the lesson plan. Charlie 6, Charlie 7. And I think they're going to go off Delta 7. So that's an interesting thing on the takeoff page here. For this distance, you could put in 9,000 for that intersection. It'll usually be on your takeoff performance sheet, but calculate it. And 41, 48, 55, and 45 on the select temp. 45, 41, that's good. That's good enough. Looks good. So we know we can take that intersection. Go to ground. We're on ground. Marseille ground. Air Corsica 351. Off gate 10. Taxi information Papa.
Corsica 351, taxi holding point Delta 7 via Golf 5, Charlie 6 and Charlie 7.
Okay, taxi to holding point Delta 7 via Golf 5, Charlie 6, Charlie 7, Air Corsica 351. All right, let's do this. Let's leave this up here so we can all enjoy it and get going. Clear left and right. There we go. Let's go. Now, when on the ramp area, we generally don't do a lot of checklists, but we would look for the closeout. It's an electronic message that comes from the company, and it gives us our updated weights, winds, and temperatures. Make sure our weight's below our assumed weight, our temperature's below 45, of course, and our winds are a headwind. If it's a tailwind, we'd have to subtract from the runway limited weight. I'm going to go to the overhead. I'm going to turn the master bright all the way up. Get a little better depiction there. Beam Golf 3. Or beam Golf 4. I think Golf 5 is right over here. We'll try that one. Yeah, if we're at max power takeoff, weights, winds, and temperature becomes a little more tricky, because if you're, let's say our TPS was for 14 and it's max power, if you got a 15, you would have to, 15 or above, you'd have to get all new numbers. Same thing with the weight. You're right at, if you're above your max weight, well, not your max weight, but your weight for that TPS, you would have to get new numbers as well. Start wiggling our way over here, going on out Golf 5.
Corsica 351, contact tower 133.1. Safe flight, au revoir.
133.1, au revoir. Or Corsica 351. Leave that for Bob. And tower, Air Corsica 351, exiting Golf 5 for runway 31 right.
Corsica 351, bonjour. Hold short, runway 31 right, intersection Delta 7.
Hold short, 31 right, intersection Delta 7 for Air Corsica 351. They're calling us Corsica, not Air Corsica. So that's that intersection we were talking about. Yeah, that was all in the lesson plan. Right here. Golf 7. Delta 7 right there. Flight attendants prepare for takeoff. Got to do that at least 2 minutes prior. Reviewing the takeoff. It's going to be a nav departure. Got LNAV, DNAV. We got a 5,000 foot transition altitude. We're climbing to 5,000 feet. We have to come back in here. Transition level is flight level 60. If we have an engine out, 3,000 is a good mid-sector altitude. We'll come back in and we'll have to go into 31 right. It's a long runway. Not crazy about going to the 31 left, but if we fought it out with our tire debris and engine debris all over the runway, let's say, we might have to come back in. We could definitely come into 31 left. Just makes for a little more challenging approach. Any questions? No questions. So that sets up the MCP and radios. Runway headings 312, 5,000 in there, 155, LNAV, BNAV, and we always check the correct runway is in the database. 31 right. And the box is updated. For takeoff checks already complete.
Corsica 351, runway 31 right, intersection Delta 7, line up and wait.
Corsica 351, line up and wait, intersection Delta 7 on 31 right. All right, so just a chime to go, line up, we can line up, checklist. It's going to be PAX on, line up float, landing lights on. It's doing it for us. Looks like they might keep us rolling, so I'm going to go ahead and chime them early. Delta 7's our next right, looks like. Remember, this is where your nose gear is, right where the speed tape is. Final's clear. Let's look at the overhead. Lights are on. Strobes are on. All right, forward takeoff checklist is complete.
Corsica 351, the wind is 350 at 18 knots, runway 31 right, clear for takeoff.
We have takeoff 31 right, or Corsica 351. Clear for takeoff, final is clear. Lights are on. They're chimed. Go down there. So this is the easy part, guys. It's going to be interesting going down. As I mentioned, JP, I didn't pick up that you can't circle west, and he said a lot of airlines, they will not let you land to the north down there. They certainly won't let you circle. Just a little, you'll see. It's pretty exciting, which is why it's level 4. It looks like the windsock's showing a headwind. Always double check that. We'll take a look when we come out. And these 300s, when the runway center line's there, you start your turn for a 90-degree turn. It does have a camera in the real airplane. The button's down here, but it's not modeled right now. It's right there, I think. And I don't think there's any plans to have it modeled. Take it rolling. We always check runway heading. We've had people take off on the wrong runway many times in life. You know, it's a little bit, that seating arrangement, don't know what happened to my preset on that. Just readjusted that, looks good. Guys didn't need to see that. All right, let's go 55%. Make sure they come up evenly. Good.
Airspeed's
Toga.
alive.
Center line, center line, center line. Center line's your friend. 80 knots, we're going to look for
80 knots.
holds. We got it. Check.
V1.
Rotate.
Just 2 to 3 degrees per second. You're going to be up near 20 degrees with this lightweight. Nice and smooth.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up, please. And we got nav, LNAV, BNAV programs. Autopilot's coming on. So we got stuff to do. (1,500 feet). We're going to get climb power coming in. There's climb power. Nose is getting lower. We got to clean up at 3,000. That's what we have programmed. That's the noise abatement procedure usually in Europe. So doing
Corsica 351, contact Provence approach, frequency 121 decimal 430. Have a safe flight. Bonne journée.
Corsica 351 121 430. Bonne journée. All right, there's 3,000 feet. Just lowering the nose. Corsica 351 is out of 3,500 for 5,000.
Corsica 351, Provence, Basel, identified, continue climb, flight level 90.
Bonjour, flight level 90, Corsica 351. Bring the flaps up. All right, so flight level 90 is in there. Gears up, flaps coming up. 210, remember? I probably should have left the flaps out, but we're okay until we are clean. It is 5,000 standard. Yeah, we're below clean.
Corsica 351, proceed direct Nazik, no speed restrictions.
Corsica 351, direct Nazik, no speed restrictions. I'm gonna put it here. We don't need a beam points. Let's go. How does it look? Looks good. Yeah, kind of a big mistake, guys. We were below clean min maneuver and had to do 210 till that first point. So I should have left the flaps at 1 because we were operating below clean min maneuver with clean airplane. Yeah, you know. That's not good. So anyway, 250 climbing to 9, F takeoff checklist. F takeoff, gears up, flaps up. Brakes are on RTO. Checklist complete. Eight for 9.
Corsica 351, climb flight level 110 and contact Marseille 12615. Bye-bye.
Corsica 351, climb to flight level 110, Marseille 12615. All right, there we go. Climbing to 110. Corsica 351's at a 9.5 for flight level 110.
Corsica 351, good morning. Identified, continue climb, flight level 150.
Good morning, up to flight level 150, Corsica 351. All right, 150, that's what I asked for. That's what I got, rod of 10. You get the lights out. And chime them. It's good. Yeah, what I was talking about before, guys, the camera would be here, and the lights for the camera are right here. Not allowed to be operated by limitations between for takeoff and landing, just for taxi, really. They don't trust us. Can't blame them. Get the master bright all the way up. That controls anything that's on the white dot, as you've seen in a lot of my videos. See how these are in the white dot? So if I wanted to override that, make this a little brighter. Upboard display. Inboard display. Climbing like crazy. I think it's time to get our weather for Calvi. If you take a look on here, one to go, by the way. 10:32. We're only 180 miles out. And so we're landing in about a half an hour, 14 for 50.
Corsica 351, maintain flight level 150, traffic information, Boeing 747, 12 o'clock, 18 miles, will be 1,000 feet above your clearance.
Maintain flight level 150, negative contact on the traffic for Corsica 351. All right, we're looking for a 747 out here. leveling at 15. Now, let's talk about TCAS. If you had a traffic, it said monitor vertical speed. That means don't do anything. That means just keep doing what you're doing. But if you get traffic in climb or descend, you'll see a bar come up here, like a V bar. It's kind of shaped like this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That, and you have to stay out of it. It'll be in red. Get out of that. That's the traffic. So if it might direct a climb or a descent. Not a turn, but a climb or a descent. But if you hear monitor, the big thing is you hear monitor vertical speed. There he is, right there. Traffic in sight for Corsica 351. Very cool. Where is he? There he is. I love this stuff. Man, you guys are so smart. Let me do something here. That's a little better. Yeah, when I was taxiing out there, I realized my view was a little off. We'll probably go down and start listening to the ATIS for Calvi. It's too early.
More. Corsica 351, you're clear of the traffic. Continue climb, flight level 190 for now.
Continue climb to flight level 190, Corsica 351. All right, there's 190 in here, 190 there, and we'll clear the climb. That's our final cruising altitude. Anytime I have
this
that
is
set,
Calvi information Quebec.
take a look.
Runway in use 36, surface wind 340, 20 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, clouds scattered 2,500 feet, temperature 14, dew point 11, QNH 1021, transition level flight level 60, acknowledge received Calvi information Quebec.
Alright, Quebec, pretty much the weather we had when we took off out of Marseille, to be honest with you. Guards back on there. Calvi. Landing runway 36. Let's go back down there again.
Flight level 60, acknowledge
18
received
for 19.
Calvi information Quebec. This is Calvi information Quebec. Runway in use 36, surface wind 340, 20 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, clouds scattered 2,500 feet, temperature 14, dew point 11, QNH 1021, transition level flight level 60, acknowledge received Calvi information Quebec.
Alright guys, so they're landing 3-6, so JP let me know that most airlines can't do it. So let's go to the overhead, make our little PA, ladies and gentlemen. It's Captain Richard. Reached our cruising altitude of 19,000 feet for our short flight over to Calvi, the island of Corsica. We should be touching down early in about 30 minutes. Our landing approach will take us on an approach heading south. We'll circle around the beautiful airport and make a landing heading north. The present temperature in Calvi is 15 degrees Celsius. Winds are out of the north at 20 miles per hour with some lightly scattered clouds. We'll come back on approximately 5 minutes from now to turn on the seatbelt sign. So if you have the need to get out of the seat, this will be your last opportunity to do so. Thank you. Something like that. Something like that, you make it. So here's our cruise check. There is no cruise check, just a descent check. The things that we check here, I showed you. We usually do the econ cruise, make sure our descent, everything is set up, and we start briefing the approach. Let's see what we got here. Flights, Calvi, RNAV Zulu is what we talked about. And we're going to talk about Suka. Let's go in here and make sure our box is set up correctly. We're doing, first of all, star. Box. Legs. Oh, we saw Nerdo, then Norca, Suka, Ilro, and then the approach. And we thought we were going to do RNA Zulu, Suka, and then it's going to, they thought the Bisky approach. We could tie those up. Normally we don't bother, but we'll tie that up there. Close it up. Bisky, and Bisky is above 3,000. FC 18 Zulu, 3,170. MC 18.7, 18 Zulu, going down to 1421. Airport elevations 210. We've got a DA of 1765. Now, I know there's a way to do it on the box. Somebody showed me. It's going to make you crazy, but I don't know how to do it. So I'm going to go to standard. I'm going to spin this up and put in 1765 on the barrel. So we'll shoot the RNAV approach, probably, whatever one they give us, on into, there we go. See what I did? I just pulled it off to the right. That is much faster. So I gotta get it going, then keep it pressed over the mouse and pull it off to the right. That's radio. Yeah, that works pretty good. And there's a way to do it on the box too. 1790. Good. Now we don't have category D minimums. 1767 on the barrow. So our plan, as I mentioned, on the ground, is to come in here, fly the RNAV down to 1765. Don't have a category D. That's what we'll use though, with our special exemption. Once we get the runway in sight, we'll be able to go down to 1700 on the circle, prohibitive east of the airport, which I did wrong my first time I did this on another airplane. We'll come in over this, inside this hill here, right about in here, and at 1700 feet. If we're not down to our approach speed, which is in fully configured flaps 30, 138, we're not going to be able to make that turn to final. Even as we do it, it's pretty darn tight. Just telling you, which is why this is considered a difficult approach. We're going to be coming on, circling, landing on 3-6. Obviously, we're not going to make Bravo, so we're going to let it roll out all the way to the end, do a left-hand turn on a 148-foot runway with a 777-300, holding the inside brake, overheating the brakes, come back in, exit Bravo, and I'm not sure which gate here. Let me see what gates they have. I didn't know if that was in the lesson plan or not. No, probably Papa 4. I think if I remember vaguely, Bravo Papa 4. So we'll pin Bravo and park somewhere in here while our brakes are probably going to be a little warm. We won't float it. We'll try to put that thing down as fast as we can. Electronics, I'll leave that in auto. If we have to go misapproach, let's take a look at what's in there for that. Misapproach, for some reason, although the weather is 350 at 20, scattered at 2500, so I don't see any reason, but you never know. But if we have to go misapproach, we'll go LNAV at 400 feet. At the top of the white bar, which is 1,000 feet, we'll go VNAV and clear it up, unless they start giving us heading. But the good thing to know here is that really there's some big mountains. So if we have to go missed approach, we want to pretty much fly there, publish, and head out off to the right. That's be above 3,000 when we start to turn. And then we'll be above this peak here, and we'll get out over the water, come back, and either try it again or head to our alternate. Our alternate is Nice, I do believe. No, they got us. That was sort of what it was months ago when I did it on the other airplane. They have us going back to Marseille. Very cool. All right, studied that. We're good to go. Where's our top of descent here? Way up here. We're doing probably 7 miles a minute at 0.68. It's about 7 miles a minute. You can see that our top of descent's out around 58 miles. So this will be about 5.5 minutes. Probably about 7 minutes we'll be starting down. Transition level coming in is 6,000. Yes, flight level 60. I think you can actually go on here. At least you could on the Airbus, on the
Corsica 351, start descend, flight
right
level 170 and contact now. Bastia approach, frequency 123.825. Have a nice flight.
All right, start down now to flight level 170 and approach on 123.825 for Corsica 351. All right, so 170. Start down. That's what I asked for. That's what I got. 123.825. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I pressed the VHF radio.
Quebec. Runway in use 36.
Okay, we're having a tough time here, aren't we?
340, 20 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Cloud.
Yeah, what I did is first I pressed the center VOR instead of switching to freaks. Then I pressed the number 3, got the ATIS, Captain Marvel. Air Corsica 351s out of 18.5 for flight level 170.
Corsica 351, Bastia approach. Bonjour. Descend flight level 130 when you are cleared. Near dock 2 kilo arrival.
Corsica 351 descend to flight level 130. Cleared the near dock 2 kilo arrival. 130. It's in speed, and it's coming down, and we are cleared for the arrival, but descend to 130. Near 2 kilo. Nirdo, Norca, Suka, Ilro. It's the same arrival. Nirdo, Norca, Suka, Ilro above 3. Nirdo, Norco, Suka, Ilroy, Bisky above 3. Bisky above 3. All right, we're in there. Just as we briefed. And Bisky's the IAF for the RNAV, which we're anticipating. So as briefed, we are good to go. And it did not start down because Captain Marvel didn't push it. Must have gone to capture on me on the altitude. Should be following the path down here. I thought I pushed it. I guess I didn't. There we go. We got speed. We're on the vertical track. It's really not doing path here, but it's doing okay. It's staying below it, which is good. There's no altitude restrictions. Okay. Yeah, big thing on that approach, guys, is the circle. First of all, we probably won't be allowed to do it. Category D, we're not supposed to be here. We all know that stuff. But we're getting these dignitaries in. The French president has given us permission to do this Yahoo maneuver. But if we're not down around 140 knots, it's the turn radius from 1,700 feet in order to maintain clear of that peak and keep us in sight, get the runway above 45 off our left shoulder. Is too tight. We're going to have to go right to 30 degrees of bank and keep the aircraft coming down. You can see there's no approaches to runway 36. Nada.
Corsica 351, descend flight level 900 and expect RNP Zulu 18, circling runway 36.
Send to flight level 900. We'll expect RNP Zulu, runway 18, circling the 36 for Corsica 351. All right, 900, that's what we asked for. That's what we got. Only altitude we have, we just got to stay in nav, that we have to worry about, guys, is the above 3,000 at this thing. Now, right there. If you want to know how far you are from the field, you go to fix. You put in Prague, it's just as the flight plan goes. But if you want to do it direct as the crow flies, LFKC. You could actually, I wonder if you could put in extended center line off there. How about this? How about bearing? Let's go to plan. Plan. Legs. Just get down to the runway, just out of curiosity. Yeah, there it is. So really 180, but that'll give us that circle for 5 miles out there for the circling. All right. All right, should be slowing down 250 below 10. We shall see. If not, we can just take over. I think I'm just going to take over manual anyway on the speed. They probably would have done it, knowing PMDG. I'm going to go to the overhead. Seatbelt sign on. Flight attendants prepare for landing, please. No electronics on. Their chime. Got our lights on. Get it all shining. Even the logos. Let's do that. No one can see it. All right, putting in the level change here. Whoa, it's my drone.
Corsica 351, descend 4,000 feet, QNH is 1021.
Send to 4,000, 1021, Corsica 351. 4,000. That's what I asked for. That's what I got. There's 10. We've chimed them. The lights are on. Descent check's complete. Approach is briefed. What could go wrong? I think I'll go brakes 3. Auto brakes 3. Hold off on the spoilers. There's 250 at 10. Throttles are back at idle. Down we go. Gave me the speed brake because my at-home throttles haven't gone to idle. In the real aircraft, of course, when you go flight level change, your throttles come back. In the simulator, a lot of times, as we all know, you got to move your at-home throttles. On my Boeing yoke here, which is very loose at the moment. Got to fix that at some point in here.
Corsica 351, descend 3,000 feet, and you are cleared. RNP Zulu 18, circling 36.
Send to 3,000 feet, clear the RMP Zulu 18, circling the 26 for Corsica 351. All right, 3,000 set, that's what we asked for. We'll get it set up here in a second. Got a long way to go. We'll go down to 3,000, then we'll get it all set up, guys. All right, we'll get down, slow down. This is a no kidding interesting one here. Right now, our distance from the field is 60 miles. So as the crow flies, we're ways out here. Cabin's ready for landing. Here's Bissek right there. I'm going to go, I don't think we're 60 miles from the field, that's for sure. So speed brakes are out. We're getting down and slowing down. Let's get that speed back. You take a look at the fix. We're only 21 miles out, so I'm not sure where that's coming from. Altimeter is 1013. Actually, it's going to be 1021. Cross check. Let's get our speed all the way back to 210. Yeah, that prog is a little bit off, and this is off too. Gonna go legs. I'm gonna do something here, guys.
Corsica 351, contact now Calvi Tower on frequency 123.2. Safe landing.
152, Air Corsica 351, see ya. 123.2. 123.2. One, two, 3, 2. There we go. Made me work for it, didn't it? Alright, slots extent, well, flaps 1 rather. Wrong airplane. Alright guys, so Corsica 351 is leveling at 3,000 for the RNAV Zulu 18, circle to land 36.
Corsica 351, Calvi Tower, Edo, the wind is 340 at 16 knots. Runway 36, you're clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 36, Air Corsica 351. Clear to land. So we got 2 buttons and 2 windows. Flaps are coming down. Slowly. Speed brake's coming back up. Alright, gears down, flaps 15. We've got VNAV path, LNAV. We got 2 buttons, 2 windows. LNAV, VNAV, 180's in there, 1700's in there. And the course should be, the bars should be coming down here shortly. It's getting ready. You definitely want to be down and slowed down for this one. Runway in sight. I'm going to bring the speed back a little more. A little more flaps. We'll get ourselves all configured. Let's circle at 160, be slowed down to 140 before we come in. The flaps 30 for a landing checklist. Speed brakes are armed, auto brakes are armed, for landing checklist, please. Altimeters 1021 are set. For landing checklist is complete. All right, so we'll be coming down here, and we'll circle at 160, but before we start the turn, we'll be at 140. We got path, we got LNAV. Here we go. You can see we're not allowed to circle here. You can probably see why. We're going to stay inside this peak. Our minimums are 1767, or we can go down to 1700 on the circle with the runway in sight. That's not a problem now. So we'll go to 1700. I don't want it to be going minimums the whole way, so we'll just go down and circle. Just approach, we have to go 3,000 feet will be in the window. All right, going down to 1700, our circle, runway in sight. We can start here, guys, so I'm going to go heading select and heading hold right about in there.
Approaching
heading.
minimums.
Let's go way over here. My hyper scroll. There we go, 1700. Let's get our speed back now.
Minimums.
Get it really nice and stable. Right at minimums. Yep, there we go. Holding 1700. Come a little more to the right. Probably right about in there. And then we'll come over in parallel. And we'll get the autopilot off here in a second. It's going to be a tight one. Kind of just stay above those hills and take a look inside. That's 5 miles.
Caution, terrain.
All right, autopilot's off.
Caution, terrain.
And I'm just going to do this.
Caution, terrain.
And I'm going to turn off the flight director
Caution,
for this little
terrain.
circle.
Caution, terrain.
Now we're above the train.
Caution, terrain.
Right about in
Caution,
here.
terrain.
I'm going to pass about 300 feet above the hills. Staying at 1700. And the runway's about a 45. We usually start our turn. Do not want to get tight. So wherever we can do out here, take a look. Stay above the up to 1700. We're down about 1640, 1620. When I start that turn, it's going to be interesting. So this is 5 miles, right? So if we're going to come out at 3 miles, somewhere in here, we want to be down around 900 feet above the ground.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain.
All right, guys.
Caution, terrain.
Let's take a look back there.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Nope, let's go over here.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
I'm visual.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Banking it around, maintaining your altitude, really humping it around there.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Interesting, huh?
Terrain,
Now I would
terrain.
have him go
Pull up.
terrain override for us. I'll be down around 900 feet AFL.
Bank angle.
There it is, runway in sight. On to shoot. Coming back around. And there it is. Yeah, well, we go terrain override because we're looking at the terrain. We're above it. I could have had him turn that off. Let's try to get some VASIs here. Keeping in mind, we're going to let it roll out. Watch the sync rate. Pick up the VASIs red over white here in a second.
500. Sync rate.
So 1,000, so I'm going to bring
Sync
the nose
rate.
up a little bit.
300. Sync rate. Sync rate.
There's
Sync
VASIs
rate.
starting to come in.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Red over white.
100. Sync rate. Sync rate.
30, 20, 10.
Put it down, boss. The nose down, get in reverse. Auto brakes coming off. Stay on the center line. Come out of reverse. 50 knots, let it roll out.
Corsica 351, welcome to Calvi. Backtrack on way 18, vacate via Bravo, and your stand is Papa 3.
Backtrack 18, vacate via Bravo, Papa 3 stand, Corsica 351. All right, guys. So yeah, there's a terrain override over here. We would have had the FO hit that, your VMC conditions, hit terrain override, because you're looking at the terrain out there. So that happens, and so you definitely can go terrain override if you're only under VMC conditions. Otherwise, you'd have to respond to the terrain warnings. APU on, landing lights off, APU on. I'm doing the after landing check, guys. After landing check complete, the APU is starting. See if we can turn this bad girl around. It's going to take some inside brake, which the brakes are already warm enough. All right, get it slowed down below 10. Full tiller. Little bit of number 2 engine up. Tapping the inside brake. Turning this thing on a dime. Let's see how it does. I'll go outside and see it. Oh yeah. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Let's see how they did on the after landing checklist. After landing, they turned the TCAS off on us. Lights are, we keep them on the runway generally, but we'll turn them off for now. Strobes are off. APU is running. That's good. And we're going awful fast. That was fun. Let's take a look at our airport. Here we come all the way down to Bravo. We said Papa 3. Papa 3. Really pretty much the first gate off Bravo. I don't think I have the Calvi scenery pack. I don't think I ever bought that. So Bravo, Papa 3 right there. Self-critique. No, you know what? I liked it. The only thing I would have done, I wish I had reached over and hit terrain override to get rid of those nuisance warnings. Remember, terrain override, if you're IMC conditions and you get a terrain, pull up, you've got to pull up. So my only critique would be 1700s of circling mins until you start turning final. I get down to 1640 at one point. So you should maintain 1700. The turn itself looked good. They said bank it was got to 35 degrees of bank instead of 30. You got to get right into it. You got to be at that 140. You can see much different. I set up the 5-degree circle, 5-mile circle around the runway, so I knew when I was going to roll out at 3, I should be around 900 feet above the ground. Rolled out a little bit high, corrected on down. Rather be too high than too low. There is rising terrain out there, and we did our thing. Landing's good, on center line, on speed. But done smoother, but definitely not the priority, is it? I turned off the flight directors just so I didn't get any confusing stuff. If you had another pilot, they could sometimes give you something to look at. I could have gone flight path angle and had the little pipper, which would have been great on final right. Put the top of the pipper on the line. It's 2.5, 3 degrees.
Hi guys, JP. Welcome to Calvi. I hope you enjoyed this very challenging scenario. Some airlines even don't allow the pilots to fly there if runway 36 is to be expected. It's a very challenging circling approach with high terrain. So well done. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you didn't manage for the first time in the first attempt, and this is completely normal, and this is why we train. So see you next time for another training scenario, and don't forget to give your feedback on the Discord channel or on the forum. Thank you guys. See you next time.
It's JP, guys. I highly recommend this program. FSI panel does a lot more than I'm showing you right now. There's you can do pattern work, just take snapshots, put yourself on 3-mile final, really get to land well. We're just going to park here. That's 2 over there. This should be 3. Big thing I'm concerned about now is the brake temps, of course. You don't want people deplaning on the stairs if you've got hot brakes. So before we deplane, we would probably make a phone call here just to make clear the airplane. We'll take a look at the brake temps. A lot of things you can do when you have the FO. All right, let's stop right here. Brakes parked. That is it. Yeah, brakes parked. I didn't see the parking brake there. Huh. Brakes parked. Usually the brakes aren't parked. You see it there. Go to the overhead. Seatbelt sign is off. Taxi lights off. Not going to turn the beacon off just yet because we don't have the engine shut down. And I want to check something here. I want to check the gear. Temps. 1.9, we don't have any ambers, so that looks good. So let's go to the overhead. I'll get the beacon off, and I get the emergency lights off. Do the parking checklist. Shutdown procedure. And with that, I can turn the
This
GSX.
parking is too small for your
Request
aircraft.
deboarding.
The boarding requested.
That's written. No, I don't want to do anything. All right, shutdown flow is complete. Let's go to the overhead, make sure they got everything. Ailerons coming off. The hydraulic pumps are off. Fuel pumps are off. Are they off? They're off, yep. Lights are off, navs off, everything's good. A lot of navs are on. Turn-offs are off. Strobes are off. Checklist over here. Parking brakes are set. And the secure checklist. ATIS off, emergency lights off, and packs are on. We'll leave that on. Checklist is complete. Let's go outside. Get ready to fly back. It's about the time. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I really do. Hopefully I'm not upside down when we go out here. That's better. Beautiful island of Calvi. Island of Corsica, I'm sorry. Air France. Chartered flight. So cool. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe. It helps me out a lot. My retirement project is to mentor you guys over on Discord, help you out. I kind of do a stream of consciousness presentation, and that's what I'm known for. Building a community, great Discord. Don't forget that FSI panel. That was a blast. All right, guys, have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Father Time's out from Calvi.